everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd show you how I do my scrapbook layouts on my Cameo Silhouette 3. My lovely friend requested I do a layout for the cars theme, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and search today on Google. So today I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do my layout, how I get my images from Google, and how I'm able to do a print and cut. Again, this will be a print and cut tutorial. So first I'm going to go ahead and click on type in cars clip art. We're going to go to images. And you know what? I'm actually going to add Disney. There we go. So what we're looking for today is the resolution on the images, which will give you the numbers at the bottom of each image. We're looking for high resolution. This one you could see here that has really low resolution. I would not pick this one at all. But sometimes, oh, you see here, this one has a little bit better resolution. But what I'm actually looking for is McQueen and Mater. So let's see what we find. Oh, you see this one right here? This one has fantastic resolution. So let's go ahead and do this one. We're going to go ahead and click on copy image and bring it down to my silhouette. Now I do have that Designer Plus edition. There we go. Now since my friend requested I do a cars theme layout, I've actually done cars multiple times, so I wanted to do something different. So what I did is I went ahead and went down to Pinterest, looked for an image that I liked, layout that I like. And what I did is I downloaded to my Silhouette just so it could give me an idea, and I could go ahead and try to do as much as it has here. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is make it a little bit smaller. It's quite big. I'm going to click on over here where it says trace. I'm going to trace it, zoom in a little bit, and we're going to this area right here, and we're going to raise it up a little bit, just enough to cover the car. Okay, and we're going to click on trace and detach, and this will allow us to remove the background. There we go. And I usually like to do it 2 times just to see if there's anything that's left behind. We're just going to repeat our step. Okay, and click on trace and detach one more time. So there you go. There was a little bit left and I went ahead and removed it. Let's delete it. And now on here, you could either do a print and cut as it is here. A lot of people love to give their die cuts offset. It's up to you. In order to give it an offset, you would go ahead and go to the star section right here. Click on your image and then click on offset. There you go. You're going to lower it. You're going to put 0, 5, 0, apply, and then you're going to click on white. There you go. Now let me show you the difference. We're going to, all I did was hit duplicate right here. And again, you could either print it out like this or you could add an offset. Once you add an offset, you'll highlight both items and group it. This is where you group it and ungroup it. There you go. Again, it is your preference. I actually do both, like this and with an offset. I do not have a preference at all. I think both of them look nice. Okay. So again, this is what we're going to try to do today. So first, let's go ahead and zoom in and see what we have to work with. So we do have our blue background, which will be here. Okay, now let's try to do the mountains. Okay, and I've already pulled up all my files in the background here on the side. I've actually done cars, like I said, multiple times in the past. We do frequent Disneyland often, so my daughter has I've done images, and this is already all the files I've downloaded from Google. And And here I have my mountain. This is a Google image that I found. So all I'm going to do is trace it. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of trace and detach, I will go ahead and trace it. This will be a file that I pieced together instead of doing a print and cut. There we go. That looks really nice. So what I'm going to do now is click on Release Compound Path. Let's go ahead and separate the layers. Here I'm going to make it dark brown, and on these I'm going to make it a shade lighter. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put this back, and this will allow me for when I do my paper piece, I cut it out on cardstock and then I'm able to piece it together. Now I'm going to highlight everything again and group it. There we go. Now I've already previously done this to the size I want, so I'm going to go ahead and copy it and bring it back to my layout. I'm going to go ahead and paste it. And there we go. Now they do have the mountain on both sides. So now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And you could either leave it like this or right click it again and click on flip. So we flip the image. And again, that's just right here where you flip your image. And now it's the same mountain, it's just a mirror image of each other. Now here, the next step would be the trees. Let's go ahead and go over to my tree section. Now I am not organized at all. I am so sorry. I'm pretty sure there's other people who have it perfectly organized. I do not. Okay, so I already have the tree that I wanted to use for this one. This is from Miss Kate Cuttables. It is this one right here. Again, I did the trace and then just change the color. So I'll go ahead and copy it and bring it to my layout. Paste it. There we go. Okay, let's see, that's how they have it. Now I'm going to duplicate it. There we go, that looks nice. And as you can see, they have two trees here. One of them is dark green, one of them is a lighter shade. So let's go ahead and duplicate it again. Make it really light. And again, here's just an idea. You don't have to really worry about if the color matches because I'm going to use cardstock. And I'll go ahead and bring it down. Now first, I'm going to go ahead and flip it. There we go. So I could bring it really all the way to the top or just lower it a little bit. And I think that's how I want it. I'm going to duplicate it again and put it, oops. Here is where you go to undo something. Now I'm going to fix it on this side. There we go. Now let's see what we're going to do next. It looks, the bottom part here, which is supposed to be like the sand on the desert, it looks like maybe they just ripped it themselves on the cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my borders pieces. These are these are all the borders that I have. Again, I am so sorry. I am not organized at all. This is just how I have them. Okay. I think I'm going to pick this one right here. Okay. And I pretty much have a base in every in every file. It just helps me out. I'm going to make, again, this one measures 11.5 by 11.5. Now I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller. Zoom in. try to make it as even as possible. That looks about right. Now I'm going to select both of them, the bottom part and my border, and I'm going to weld my image. There we go. And again, I had already previously done it, the image, the size I wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and copy it and bring it to my page. Okay, I think I want this one on this side. And then I'm going to make a duplicate it and flip it. There we go. Okay, and remember the trees, you can move them up and down, and the mountain, you can move it up and down. You don't have to worry about these gaps in between. You can move your mountain down when you're actually piecing it together, so there's nothing that you see here. Okay, what's next? Okay. So it looks like here they have a little drive-in sign. A while back, I had actually found this image on Google that I really liked. I'm going to copy it and bring it on over. In the movie, they kind of show Mater's place of business. So I think I want to use this. So what I'm going to use, this is where you're able to draw your squares. I'm going to go ahead and add like a little pole. Okay. Let's see how that looks. I think I made it too big. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate it, flip it, perfect. And now I want to send these to the back and these to the tomato to the front. I'm going to click it, and here you could either send it to the front or send it to the back. I'm going to send it to the front. There we go. Now I'm going to group my image. So the bottom part will be my cardstock and the top part will be a printing card. Okay, and I could make it bigger or smaller. Let's leave it like that for now. Okay, so it looks like here they have their photo mat. Okay, let's go ahead and create one ourselves. So why don't we do, it looks pretty big. What about like a 4x6? Okay. So that's brown. And here, let's go ahead and do an internal shadow. Well, actually, it's an internal offset. I just call it internal shadow. So let's go ahead and make that white. And now I usually make another internal shadow and I add decorated paper. There we go. So let's go ahead and do the bottom part. Zoom in a little bit more. That looks fine. I'm going to make it dark brown. I will duplicate it, bring it down here. Okay. Now, perfect. Now I'm going to click on it, make it dark brown. I'm going to duplicate it and bring it on this side. Okay, that looks really good. Now I'm going to highlight the center pieces, bring them to the front. Now I'm going to highlight everything and group it together. Okay, so we took care of this part, this part. Now before I add my main characters, let's see here. So it looks like there's a road here. So the bottom part would be black cardstock. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to go to my knife feature. I'm going to make sure it's on straight. Let's see exactly where it is. Okay. Okay, so okay. Now to get rid of my knife, I'm going to go to the arrow section, bring this part down, bring this part down. Let's go ahead and copy it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my undo. Click on undo. Perfect. Now we'll zoom out. And now I'm going to highlight that in black. There we go. We have our little road. Okay. Perfect. Now, so I'll go ahead and bring, okay, I need to bring it to the front. I'll go ahead and bring my McQueen image over here. Now let me go ahead and grab my Mater that I already have. Go back to my layout. Okay. Make him big as well. And you see here, Mater on this side is facing the opposite direction as him. So let's go ahead and flip him. There we go. He looks so handsome. McQueen. There we go. I think it looks really nice. Okay. Now on here, I'm not adding a title, but you can add whatever you would like. Let's see here. I'm just going to type in cars because I really don't have a theme in mind. Or just so I could go ahead and show you. So when you add a title, obviously it won't be that big. Let me ungroup it. Okay, let me group that part together and then the cars. Again, I am not going to add a title. I don't think so. This is just for example. So you would go to your A on the side. Oh, it's not letting me. Why not? Okay, let's do that again. Cars, layout. There we go. And here you could pick any style you would like. When it's something Disney, I usually go to my Disney font. I have either the mini or ooh, that's nice. This is my Star Wars one. Let's see. Here we go. This is my Disney one that I often use. There we go. So let's say we're going to use that one. Let's go ahead now, ungroup it. I'll group this piece and then the cars. And let's go ahead and do that. There we go. That looks nice. I'll go ahead and highlight. Give it an offset. Any color you would like, because again, you're going to piece it together. Okay, now give it another offset. Any way you would like it. Obviously, I'm just throwing random colors. And then you would group it together. Bring it down. And size it to the size you would like. You could move it around. There we go. Okay. That looks good. And now when you're going to do your print and cut, let's go ahead and bring this on over here. You see these marks? These are your registration marks. Here we go. And depending on the size of your mat, so if you're doing on a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, this is where you would do it. And let me go ahead and bring this one over so I could show you the difference. Okay. So when I'm going to go ahead and print, I'm going to go to my file, and before I print, I'm going to go to my print page setup and make sure, okay, this is what I mean. My printer automatically goes to the US letter 8.50 to 11 inches. I want to do 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to click OK. When I print, I do have my Epson 7620 printer. I'm going to feed from an alternative tray, and I'm going to click on best and hit print. Right now I will not print it because I'm not going to do this layout. This is just so I could go ahead and show you. So I will click on print, then cancel, and then when I'm going to go ahead and when I receive my paper that I printed, I'll go ahead and put it on my Silhouette. Click on send, and this is what I want to show you. So you see automatically this one goes ahead and it's going to cut the edge. Here, it doesn't know that you want the offset, so it has two lines to cut. So what you're going to do in this case, if you have an offset, you're going to click it and click on cut edge. So now it'll leave your offset and allow you to cut the outer edge only. Here it does not matter. So as you can see here, I have two features, my tool 1 and my tool 2. I only use my tool 1 when it's really thin paper. Like when you get the paper stacks from Michael's, the one that comes in the 180 sheets, those are very thin paper. You go ahead and use this one. When it's really heavy cardstock, you use your tool 2. And here, if it's regular plain cardstock, you put it there. If it's the very the glitter paper where it's heavier, you could go ahead and adjust it here. This one, whatever number you put here, that how heavy you want it to go, you do it through here. On this one, you have to manually change your blade on your Silhouette. Okay, and then you hit how you want to cut it, and then you click send. Obviously, my Silhouette is not connected, so it's not showing it's connected. And then you would click send. Okay. And then after you're done doing that, you go, when you want to cut your cardstock, you go to your registration marks and click on off. Now is where you would start cutting the rest of your layers. I cut everything on my Silhouette, including my background. So here I would start cutting my background paper, which is 11.5 by 11.5. It'll cut it. You move it to the side. Your mountain goes next. You separate them. This would be your dark brown, and then you would do your lighter tone, and so forth. So there you have it. This is how I create a layout on my Silhouette. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on the comments down below. I try my best to answer them, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much. Bye for now.